So, mine says off air still. I'll wait for a couple minutes just to make sure. Sorry, mine there it is. Okay. All right, so we're group 5. And we had to help out the organization Freedom for Youth. We were lucky enough to go on the Riverbend tour all together, unknowingly between the 3 of us. But in doing so, we were able to discuss at the end of the tour and decide which organization we liked the best. Not that they're not all great, but this one really spoke to us, and we all liked their mission a lot. So we decided to help with their mission. All right. So the history of Freedom for Youth really isn't that long. It started just in 2003, and it has grown to what it is today since then. In 2003, it started with a man, Mark Nelson. He's right side. He basically went out one day and was not happy with what he saw and went out to go help individuals. And there was one woman that he assisted, and she really helped. Like, what he did to help her really helped her start a new foot and started her off in the right direction in life. And after that, he decided he should make an organization, which thus became Freedom for Youth. In 2005, 2 years after the decision to start the organization, the Promised Land started, which was for young adult men. Then in 2006, they started a K through 12 program, which helped younger individuals after school, an after-school program during the summer with summer programs. In 2014, they opened a coffee shop, and it's still being built to this day, and it'll be opened later. And that coffee shop helps young adults to gain job experience so that they can apply for jobs and be able to put something on their resume. Their mission is to transform the lives of the individuals that they help through Jesus Christ and discover their God-given talents. One thing that Jacqueline, who was our individual that helped set up our volunteer hours, she told us that a lot of these individuals that come there aren't told very often and that they can do something with their lives. So that's their mission, is to let these kids know that they can give something back to society, that they are there for a reason, and that what they can do can help change everything. And that's what the mission is. So the social justice issues that they are concerned about is education and poverty. They don't just want to give them food or give them clothes. They tried to look at what was causing poverty, was causing a lack of education, and they're fixing it. And how they're doing so is they're doing programs that help with education, such as reading and different programs that volunteers help out with, depending on what the volunteers are capable of, such as welding, art classes, woodworking classes. And so that not only helps them gain experiences, but it also helps them with just life situations that they may come across. Not only does it help with that, but they also provide free meals, knowing that some of these individuals are in poverty and do not have meals occasionally. And they also provide housing for certain individuals that apply for housing. Basically, they're looking for individuals who are willing to live their lives through Christ, and they want to actually devote their lives to turning themselves around. And for most of these individuals, that's exactly what they're looking for. So this facility is really great in that aspect, because it's really coming to the aid of everyone in the Des Moines metro area. All right.
So we got to help with a couple different projects, but one of the most exciting ones was getting to help with the coffee shop. So one of Freedom for Youth's area where individuals can just grow and learn how to use different abilities that they have is they have a coffee shop where they roast beans now and sell them to the public, but they don't actually brew the beans. So Freedom for Youth is able to purchase an old car wash next door and renovate it to become one of the biggest coffee shops in Des Moines, and that'll be opening this fall. So we got to help with the construction on that. Most of our duties were to clean up around the work site. Matt got to help hang siding. We also got to just organize inside of the building and outside of the building. So it was just awesome to be able to help with that project, and alongside of Mark too, because he was the head of that project. We also got to help clean a garden around the facility, and this helped to just make it look really appealing and comforting and welcoming to all the people that are going to come in and use the services by Freedom for Youth. So our project summary, so we got to organize the work site, clean up debris, hang up siding on the coffee shop, and then also pull weeds, trim bushes, clean inside the building in different rooms. But the hopes of all these projects, so like the goal that we could see, even though we didn't get to work directly with the youth, we got to see how these things would affect them later. So the coffee shop will help the teens or whoever, the young adults, whoever get to work at the coffee shop. It'll teach them how to interact with customers, provide customer service, know how to handle money, know how to have their own business if they want to open up one later. And these skills will help empower them to go out and find additional jobs after they're done working at Freedom for Youth. And then also maybe even do more, like go to college or start up their own business. Whatever it may look like, whatever their dreams are, it just kind of encourages them to take that step forward. And then also the gardening and the cleaning allowed the faculty to not have to worry about those things. So by us accomplishing those, they could spend more time with the youth and planning for future programs with the youth.
So initially going into this thing, as Lauren had mentioned earlier, is the aspect that we had the opportunity to go to the Riverbend tour together and see the various aspects of what options we could work with for this project. We all did kind of come to a mutual agreement of on us on just question, if you will. We kind of identified that this would be a great opportunity for us to potentially work with the youth. We've kind of made a presentation that we didn't have that necessarily impact initially, but we did find that the impact that we did have was going to help them, not necessarily immediately this summer, but in summers to come, and future opportunities for them to be more involved with the community, gain more life skills, and it helped us to kind of really understand the culture and the society of what this facility has for the community. We identified a couple kind of objectives going into this, and they're listed here. Develop and understanding the culture that's represented at Freedom for Youth. I think we really did. I mean, the culture's global. I mean, you see some of the youth that were there. We'd see a few of them kind of sporadically during our time when we were assisting the organization. But I think the other part of it was just seeing the people that were there volunteering their time to help build this coffee shop. Multiple retired contractors. Yes, there are some paid electricians, plumbers, steam fitters, etc. that are coming in doing a lot of the specific work, but there's a lot of volunteers that work there hanging siding, putting in insulation, doing the odds and ends that they could help to basically complete this project for the organization. We did identify some of the people. I mean, there's a couple of times I think Lauren had offering with the Whiz Kids and helped with their education, but then also understand the fact that these kids don't have food. It's summertime and they're trying to grab another snack that they could eat later. That's a huge impact to us that we take for granted, the element of just a simple meal during a day. But then also looking at how can we help these people and be an advocate for them, be a leader for them. And then I guess as far as coming from the medical background, how do we provide for these people, not necessarily on a day-to-day basis, but on a healthcare basis? You know, what options do they have in a facility? Are they getting routine checkups? Do they have the basic needs of vaccinations or anything of that nature, preventative care that we take for granted so frequently? So I think that was a big part of it. Looking back kind of on our analysis of everything, and we kind of move forward through this, is we look at the element of how is this impacting us, you know, for the future. Um, Go to the next slide if you
Oh,
could.
sorry. I wasn't sure if you were finished. So there it goes.
You know, again, I kind of mentioned this, but then the future, the growth of the organization is basically looking at the success. I mean, it's a success only because of the volunteers that work there, that are basically striving to support the mission. Um, and the mission of the organization is directly, are they taking, it's fantastic for the youth and community. You're right, it's amazing to see the impact that they've taken a car wash and turned it into a coffee shop. To see the coin changer still inside one of the walls that's going to be completed, I thought that was funny. To see the religious impact that the children have taken upon themselves to write Bible quotes and scripture passages on the brick walls inside this that are going to be part of that building forever. They're going to be hidden in the walls. The people that come there and visit it, they're not going to know that. But the youth that are partaking in this adventure now, when they come back 5, 10, 15 years from now and see that this coffee shop is still a vital element of this neighborhood and this community, they can say that, hey, I was a part of this. And I left my note here. I left a little bit of me inside this building. And that has huge impact and speaks volumes to the growth of this organization and the direction that they're taking, not only, you know, here locally, but across the state. Looking kind of forward thinking as to where this organization is going, and kind of our future thoughts on this, and that's going to take us to the next slide, is, you know, the growth work. I mean, you see the final project. Obviously, there's some pictures of, you know, the construction, the siding's half done on the front side. But the future of this and the energy that's going to be there is going to be amazing. You can just see it as the people that are working with Freedom for Youth are doing tours, they're doing the visits, and it's almost contagious. I know talking with Jacqueline last week about this, when she asked me, she's like, well, would you be willing to come back? And I say, yeah, I would. I would be willing to come back. I would be more than intrigued to help work with this construction project some more, because it's an awesome opportunity not only just to take part in a project has such a great impact to the neighborhood and the community and the youth, but to say that I had a piece to help with that is empowering. It empowers not only us as servant leaders, but it empowers us to be forward thinking, to help build the youth and provide them the life skills, to provide them the growth and opportunity that they deserve and that they need to be successful not only in youth but also as an adult, and be successful in life. Other things that, you know, I could kind of identify, and this is something that they've talked about us participating in as far as a potential project, was healthy living and the importance of active lifestyle. I know they've had classes in the past that they've had people come in and kind of do some education in regards to healthy eating habits, maintaining an active lifestyle, which they have on that campus already with the soccer field, the basketball courts. They have an active environment there, but to actually show the benefit of that, to teach these children why it's important. Obesity is running rampant, so to teach them healthy lifestyles and healthy living techniques is very important. Part of this coffee shop is going to have a community center. It's going to have a conference room where there could be classes that could be taught to these children. So that's another great piece of why this construction project is important to this campus. The future growth of the organization. You know, I think we didn't necessarily have a direct impact with this, but as this organization grows, not only throughout the city, in the city campus, but it's extending across the state. There's a facility in Knoxville. There's a facility in Perry. So I mean, this is growing with the goal of having a facility in every county in the state. That's awesome because they, as an organization, are not oblivious to the fact that poverty, at-risk children, youth with needs of the basic necessities of day-to-day living are not only in Des Moines, they're throughout the state of Iowa. And so having these facilities for all other children throughout the state is amazing. I think I can speak for both Roxanne and Lauren when I say that this opportunity was powerful, it was educational, it was enlightening, and yes, we didn't maybe have a day-to-day impact on the children with this project, but I think we've got a better grasp and knowledge of what the needs are for this community.
So in conclusion, we're just going to share what we've learned. I'd say one of the biggest things that I've learned was how much effort it takes to be servant leader. We all are going into the nursing profession and know that's all part of our character and what we want to do and how we know we'll serve well by being a servant leader on our floors or wherever we are. But I think just seeing through Jacqueline's example and Mark's example and how much they've given up to fight for this cause for the youth and how much time they've given and how much thought they've given and how they've been really proactive and analytical really on how they can serve these youth best. And I know it's not always easy for them either. I remember hearing a story of a girl that they were just serving and she just left one day and didn't come back. And so it's got to be hard for them to see youth just leave when they know that they're providing so much for them and that they have such high hopes for them and that they spend their time encouraging them and loving them and spurring them on. And so it's not easy to be a servant leader, and I think that's really good to know before we go into the nursing profession. So we realize it's going to be hard work, but it's very rewarding, especially when there are lots of people who do benefit and you make an impact.
I would say that I learned that the prevalence of what's going on with poverty in Des Moines is actually more real than I thought it was. Also, the fact that the children really want to learn and really want to be educated, and it's not just something that they're doing because they feel they have to. They actually want to, and they enjoy it. Like Matt said during the presentation, I was able to help with the Whiz Kids, and so that means I was able to help with them during their reading session, and each volunteer, it would have been great if there were more volunteers actually, because each volunteer had a child that would read to them, and each volunteer ended up having 2 or 3 because the volunteers were so short. But the kids were super excited and wanted to tell you, like, read the story to you, and really was trying to sound out every word that they could, and they wanted to talk to you about the book. And it was just really nice to see that they actually like doing, like, I mean, what kid wants to read during the summer? But they're all super excited about it, and they are trying really hard, and it's just nice because then it makes you think, okay, they're not just going through the motions. They actually want to do this to improve themselves, and it's really nice. So I guess what I've learned is just that there are people in poverty in Des Moines, and they aren't just people who sit around not wanting to do anything. They're people who want to learn, want to do more, but just don't have the opportunities. So it was great to see that Freedom for Youth and other organizations can give them those opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, going into this, I didn't know what to expect. And, living in Des Moines for a few years and working in the Riverbend neighborhood at Mercy for the last 14, there's organizations that I never knew existed. One of the most beautiful things I've seen was the church that we toured, and to think that I've flown over that domed ceiling multiple times and not knowing it's there is shocking. And then to see Freedom for Youth and to have that campus just kind of overwhelm me, knowing that this is here for the children, is powerful. And it's great to see that it's growing. It's great to see that this organization is being a success and being a wonderful servant leader for the community and giving those youth the opportunity that they need. You're exactly right, Lauren, and when you say that, there's people that are out there that they just don't know how to get the resources, but there's people that are willing to help them find them, and that has been very powerful to myself as well during this process, and to learn those elements has been very, very, very humbling. So, thank you. Anything else for the group? But other than that, I say thank you to all of you, and it was a great and an honor to work through this project with you both.
Yeah.
Yep. Great experience.
Mhm.